To say that I'm fascinated by this Titan subcase is an understatement. And what fascinates me is how everybody is fascinated by it, because everybody seems to know there's something wrong with this case. And we're not really sure what's wrong with it. The horror, the suffering that may or may not have occurred. We all hope, this is terrible to say, that at the moment of termination, at the end, that it was quick and sudden and immediate, and without the ability to notice or to appreciate fear, much less a picosecond of pain. But it's incredible. And the more I read, keeping and taking into account that experts are varied, opinions vary, versions vary, and that sometimes people tend to either want to soft soap it or really lay it on thick, this very well seems to me to be straying into, in essence, a homicide investigation, a criminal investigation, not just a civil, not just negligence, not just oops, not just bad or faulty design or some type of intervening factor, some natural, force majeure, some act of providence, unless I don't even know how that can be. Because at its worst, from what people are now saying, this was the most ill-conceived venture, up to the point where it strays into the inexplicably criminal, the manslaughter level. And the difference between civil and criminal, it's oftentimes it's not a clear-cut case. Let me explain this. Let me tell you what my concerns are and how this case fascinates me. But first, let me ask you, as usual, let me thank you for watching. Please check the video. Please subscribe to our channel. Please hit that little bell to be notified of live streams and new videos. And don't forget our great sponsor, our dear friends at mypillow.com. I love these people. I'm telling you, it's a great product and a great company and a great staff and a great founder and a great everything. MyPillow.com. And to show you how great it is, if you use promo code Lionel, you get a free gift. Plus, you will unlock deals and sales and bargains, the likes of which you cannot believe. We love our friends at MyPillow.com. They sponsor us and we sponsor them. Join the family. We're a MyPillow family. You be too. MyPillow.com/Lionel. Get that free gift. There is concurrent jurisdiction, concomitant jurisdiction, a lot of times between civil cases and criminal cases. Civil cases seek damages. Civil cases seek injunctions. Civil cases seek remedies other than jail and justice, which is criminal. The only thing that makes a crime is you calling it a crime. Speeding is normally a civil infraction, a civil matter. Reckless driving is a crime. Reckless driving, you can go to prison for, or jail, depending upon whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony. And the only difference between jail and prison is a misdemeanor for jails and a felony is for prisons. And that's it. And the only thing between a misdemeanor and a felony is what you consider it to be. If you steal a fire extinguisher, that's a felony by virtue of you don't have to explain. A legislature can say whatever it wants. Now, depending upon this horrible case, with these people who did not intend anything wrong, nor did anybody, including the CEO, in any way intend for this to happen, intend for his own life to be taken? No, of course not. But that doesn't relieve responsibility. And what happens is a lot of this becomes moot, because if the principles of the venture are no more, if the company and corporation behind this is in effect no more with the dispatch of the CEO, and this becomes moot. We're just talking, but let's just take this perhaps to the academic ends of logic and reason and ratiocination. Let us think about this. If it can be shown, if it can be proved that the efforts to get rich, liquid people on board to help promote further business was at such a fevered pitch and at such an excitement level that it became almost lunatic, deranged in its perfervid move to push this, to push, to get more people on board, to go. If it can be shown that other precautions should have been made, if internal memos become available, if employees, if insurance carrier representatives, if lawyers, if who knows, you never know what is available. If somebody said this is the most ridiculous design ever, and if you go down one more time, and if nobody dies, consider yourself lucky. Consider yourself basically blessed by God because there was no reason for this to work in the first place. If something like that comes about, and if you just spend 10 minutes scouring the internets, that series of tubes, for all of the stories and the YouTubes and the analyses and how this happened, you come to the conclusion, assuming you were a rational juror, you would ask yourself the following questions in the case of negligence. Number one, as a lawyer, I speak. Number one, was there a duty of care that is owed or was owed? Yes, a duty to make sure that the structure and the maintenance and the facility and the operation ability and all of these aspects, that they were safe and they were consistent with industry standards. Yes, 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 yes. Was there a duty? Yes. Was there a breach of that duty? Yes. Yes. Were there damages? Yes. Death? Yes. That's the third element. And the fourth, and this is important, was this breach of duty, was this breach the proximate cause of these damages? Yes. Now we've got wrongful death. You can also throw in for those, the notion of foreseeability, which I don't even think it applies here. This is that Paul's graph thing, but we won't get into that. It's clear, of course, if this can be shown. But what about this other aspect of what about this notion called assumption of risk? What if you're told, now listen, you're going to sign these things, you're risking death, I risk it. I am waiving any and all claims. No, you don't understand. This is a tin aluminum can that does that waiver completely remove everything? I mean, do people read these? Do you really? When you sign a waiver, are you saying, yes, I'm going on a suicide mission here? Yes. I don't expect any kind of safety protocol from you, any particular care. No, I'm signing it. No, that doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean whatever you want to do. Open up the hatch at 5,000 atmospheres or whatever the numbers. No, nobody's saying that. But when it becomes so egregious, so awful, so reckless, so foolhardy, so wanton, willful, depraved, with a complete and total indifference to the safety of others, even though you're on it yourself, that doesn't absolve anything. Then it gets into the manslaughter or man's laughter, the manslaughter. Then we get into criminal. This criminal negligence. I meant to say. This Marine, Daniel Penny. He's being charged with second-degree manslaughter. What is this? Reckless homicide. It's reckless. It's the only thing. And for some reason they're looking at this and they're saying, no, this was not his. How they prove this is a different story. But had they said, no, he was acting according to the situation, And any and all damages that he caused were merely negligent and a civil, they remain within the realm of a civil tort. Tort from the Latin tortius, meaning twisted, tort versus crime. But when something becomes so egregious, and again, so depraved, so deprived, so absent of common sense, so just foolhardy, then we get into another story altogether. So keep an eye on this. It is fascinating, fascinating, fascinating. Look how this has just piqued the curiosity and the fascination, especially now as more debris is made available, and you see it, this crushing, the pressure of it's incredible. And to think what happened to those bodies, the compression, just the internal compression, I mean, this is, I'm going to leave it at that. But from a forensic pathology point of view, oh my God, this, I'll leave it at that. Please like this video. We got to come up by the word that like and like it. Please like it. Please approve of it. Please encourage it. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And we do live streams all the time. And don't forget our sponsor, mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel or mypillow.com/Lionel. And whatever you do, I ask you right now, most respectfully, most kindly, I respectfully request that you comment as you see fit.